Okay, so in this video I'm going to show you how we put a roof on. The building I put on today is 5 meters by 3 meters. Anything more than 3 meters, then we'll double up the joist because the roof span's too big for the 5x2. So basically, what it is there's your building. It's 3 meters and it's 5 meters wide. So if they're your walls looking from above, your first timber goes on there next to that one. I'm going to put another timber on there next to that one, and then going to pull a string line from there to there, which will then enable me to put all my timbers on nice and straight with the string line. Made a bit of a balls up with the timber, but I'll explain that in the video. So they'll be on my roof joist. I will then put the front timber on like that and the back timber on like that, and that will hang over both sides like that. I will then put the side trimmer on, and then I will put a series of noggins along there like that. Put that side trimmer on there, a series of noggins along there like that. I'll also put some timbers down there to support these noggins and to fix this timber to that wall. Same with there, timbers down there. And then I will put a series of noggins right down the building as such. And that will be your basic roof structure. We've got a 300mm overhang on the front, which the black soffit is 300mm, so that'll sit nicely on there. We've got 100mm soffit goes around the back and the sides. I've used 180 spacer blocks there, so by the time that's finished, the black soffit will sit under, and then the cedar will butt up to that and cover that. So that's it, your basic roof. The front wall is 75mm higher than the back, so the water will run that way. And that's it basically. So if you want to watch the video, if you want to like it and share it, if you could, and subscribe, that'd be wonderful. And also don't forget, I'm going to do the generic plans. So if you want to drop me a message and let me know what size you might be interested in, and I'll crack on with them as well. Okay, thanks for your support. And to the two guys, I've seen one up top of Pen again on Saturday, and I've just seen one just down near my local pub, and both recognise my YouTube, which is also hilarious. And say hi if you do see me anyway. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy. Right, so in this video I'm going to show you how to put roof on. I am here on my own today. This building is 5 meters wide, it's 3 meters deep. We've made the front wall, I think it's 75mm higher than the back wall. We normally drop it 25mm for every metre, so over 3 meters there we've got 75mm difference between front and back wall. We don't use fairings. We used to use fairings, but they came at all different sizes and it caused pulling on the roof then when it was done. So what we do is we drop the front wall higher than the back wall, and it gives you maximum head height inside. You never notice the little pitch in the roof either. The only time you do notice it is, like say for instance, you put a TV on that wall, the TV would be level but the roof would be running up as such. It's not great thing, but that's how we build them. So what we've done, we've put steel in there. See the steel in? That'll carry above the door. We've fixed these timbers to there with some tech screws. That'll aid us then when we put the roof joists on, we can strap them down. I'll throw these timbers up on roof because it's going to be a bit of a ball ache on my own, but we'll get there and I'll show you how we'll do it. Right, so there's the first timber. What it wants to be is in line with that wall there. So that outside edge there wants to be in line with that edge of the wall there. And then when you plasterboard your roof, you've got something to screw to there, so you can see the pitch in there. What I've done as well, I've looked down the timber and there's a slight bow, and to exaggerate it goes like that, so you put that upright and then you won't get no pooling, because if you turn it the other way and then your bow goes down, then you've got a chance of getting pooling of water, so all bows need to go upright. I've cut this spacer block here, that there gives me my distance out. So what I'll do is I'll fix this one, fix one at that end, put a string line on, and then put all my other roof joists up to the string line. But what I've actually done on this one, I made a bit of a balls up. I've ordered the wrong size timbers, not quite long enough to hang over the back. So what I'll do is I'll just extend them all as well. Obviously, I've ordered these now and they're here, so we're going to work with them. So I'll fix that and I'll show you timbers now. That one over there and this one here. At the distance off, I used the spacer, and by the time we put the front plate on there, that'll give us our 300 for our soffit on there. So I've used this string line now. Look, put a nail on there. String line there is going across the front of that timber. It's pulled nice and tight. So what I'll do now is I'll put all these timbers and butt them up to the string line like such at the spaces. The reason why we use a string line and not just measure it off there is if the building, say for instance to exaggerate it, bellies in or bellies out, then the roof will belly in and belly out, whereas this now will be perfectly straight. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to fix all them timbers to the roof and space them off with 400 spacers. and then we'll go from there. So when we cut this insulation, all this insulation will be cut at 400 and that'll fit in there. So I'll put that roof timber up to there. I've already rotated this so that the bore is to the top. I've then brought it forward to meet the string line, such. There you go. And what I'll do now, because I'm on my own, I know that's right now, so I can jump in there and fix to that, bring my spacer to the back, fix to that, and then we'll do the same procedure all the way down with all the rest of the roof. Here's a perfect example. I don't know if you can see that bore. So there's a bore to this side, and this side it bores in. So what we want then, we want the bore to the top, so that any water runs off rather than pooling in a dip. So like I said, we'll put all the bores to the top. They're all running down the string line. We've used this 400 spacer there to space them so that we can cut all the insulation at the same size. This last one now, it's not wide enough to fit the 400, so I'm just going to use this block, drop that in there, use that block down at that end there as well to space it evenly, and then we'll have nice even spaced bays for when we insulate it as well. When the roof's all finished, I'll spike down through the top of there into there, which will secure that timber to the top plate there, but I don't have the luxury of getting a good fixing above the steel. That's why we've fixed these off. Two purposes really, so that we can put these upside down joist hangers to secure the roof to the steel, and also so we can plasterboard it as well. Now, it's very important that you do actually secure this roof down properly, because if the wind gets up at like a sail, and even a mild, maybe 40-50 mile an hour wind, will rip the thing clean off. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to fix all them joist hangers and that'll secure the roof down, and then I'll show you how to do the side trimmers and the back, which I've obviously ballsed up because I haven't had a long timber, but we'll get over that as well. The roof strapped down to the steel there. I've used them upside down joist hangers and I fixed them with these. Let's get them right there so you can see them. Fix them there. No, that's not good. Fix them there with these little twist nails. Because I'm on my own, so what I've done, I've put a little block of wood down there, which will support that end. And what we want to do, we want to join, because they're not long enough, so we're going to join them on the centre of one of them so that we run flush all the way down rather than join them in the middle and have a risk of a dip or a bump. This one, we'll drop that on there and let that overhang as well, and then we'll address the back situation, whatever's going on there. As soon as I have the wrong size timbers, I'm having to put a little block on now to bring the end trimmer out so that we've got enough there for the soffit to go on. So doing the same again, putting the string line all the way down, and then these 200 blocks I'll bring to the line, nail to the side of that timber there, and that'll be as good as they were in the first place anyway. But as I said before, you need to pin these roofs down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to spike it first like that. I'll do that on both sides, and then what I'll do then, I'll just hammer them nails in, sorry, left-handed, hammer them flat, and then when I push that on there, that will sit flush. I'll put it up to that line as such, nail that, and then we'll be good. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put the side trimmer on. So I've let the front trimmer and the back trimmer hang over. I've cut these blocks, they're 180, they'll go onto the internal one and support the side trimmer. I've marked them on there, where they're going to get fixed. I've put a block over there because I'm on my own to carry the weight of that one, and as I said before, I ballsed up, I'll make mistakes sometimes. I got 3.6s when I should have got 4.2, so I've joined one together, and we'll then put on this side trimmer by ourselves. So I've fixed that block underneath there just to carry the weight of that so that I can manage to do this on my own. So I've now fixed that far end over there. I've now got this to my line there, and I will now nail that to that, and that's the side trimmer on, and I'll show you how then we support the weight of it and take out that flex and bounce of it as well. So that's the side trimmer on. See, I've joined it there because it wasn't long enough, but there's a lot of flex in that, and it's also sagging down a little bit. So what I'm going to do now, we've got these 180 blocks. I'm going to pop that in there like that, and then I'm going to fix to there. I'll then lift that so that it's flush with that and fix to there, but then we still need something means of stopping that from sagging down. So we're going to kill two birds with one stone. What we're going to do, we're going to put a piece of fibre 2 in there, which will in turn let the plasterboard fix to it, fix it through there at the bottom, and then we'll fix through there, which then will make this first timber solid. That one will be solid and fixed to the wall plate, and then we will then fix that through into this timber as well, so that will carry the weight of that, and sit on that wall there. Right, so I've got this bit of 7x2, 700 long. What we're going to do is drop it down on the inside of this first one. It's then sat onto the top wall plate there. And if you then look on the underside there, what I'll do then, I'll screw that up through there, and then that'll give the plasterboard something to fly to. I will also fix that timber, that first roof timber, into the side of there, so that one will be solid. That will be solid. We've got something to fix the plasterboard to there, and then on this side up here at the top, what I'll do then, you have to excuse the camera working on my own, I'll drop that 180 block in there. I'll fix that block then through there into that. I'll fix it into that, and then I will then fix this outside timber into that, which then will create all that same level as that, solid, not moving anywhere. That put in. I put the fibre 2 in all, which is fixed to the top of the wall plate, which gives the plasterboard something to fix to, which then makes that first timber solid. Then I can put my row of noggins all the way down there, and then they'll brace off that. So all I need to do now is trim off that bit there, trim off this bit, remove this packer, and then that's that side of the roof done. I'll jump on the back one there, jump on that other side trimmer, and then I'll get the row of noggins, 2 rows of noggins all the way down the middle. Right. Okay, so the roof's 3 metres deep, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put 2 rows of noggins in. So I've marked a metre in there and a metre in from that side, and I've pinged the chalk line, I don't know if you can see that, all the way down from both sides. So what I'll do is I'll put 2 rows of noggins, one down there, metre in, and then that'll be your roof complete. I'll jump back up, put a look around it, and then we'll have a little chat about it, and then that'll be it. So there's your roof, full roof, it's finished now. We've used 5x2 timber, we've used joist hangers to strap it down where the steel is. We've spiked it on the top of the wall plate to stop the wind from ripping it up. I showed you how to put your front trimmer on, showed you how to do your side trimmers, showed you how to do your infills for your plasterboard, and to hold your side, to hold that first timber there as well. Done your back trimmer as well. I've done that 5 trim over there, and I've done a row of noggins all the way down and all the way down up there as well. 2 rows of noggins. So your full roof, 5x2. We've used plasterboard fixing it. We've also used, I don't know if you can see it there, I'm going to keep a circular saw because the other guys have got the chops on a different job. So that's it, that's the roof finish now. It just needs boarding and rubber and soffits and fascias, which I'll show you to do as well. Yesterday we did the C16 5x2 timbers. Today we've done the OSB3 roofing board, which we've glued and nailed down. I'll jump back to the beginning and show you how I did that. Loads of detail in it, and it's a bit long and drawn out, but you seem to like that most. I'd like to say thank you to everybody who subscribed, liked, and left some real nice comments as well, which is much appreciated. And I'd also like to say a massive hi to Jen. See you tomorrow. Okay, so this is a follow-on video from the roof. We put the 5x2 joists on in the last video, and in this one I'm going to show you how to fit these 18mm OSB3 roofing boards. Again, I'm on my own. I've got my phone perched in the tree there, so that's going to video me. So I'm going to use this PAS loader. I am also going to use these ring cut 63mm nails. I'm going to use a couple of screws, impact driver, and 5-minute glue. And we use 5-minute glue because we have no patience, and it goes off in 5 minutes. So first of all, what you need to do is get your first board, get that in line where you want it to go. What you need to do is make sure it's not hanging over the back of your wall hanging over the side to your wall. So that's pretty much where that one's going to go. I'll just get the gun. Obviously you need to watch yourself on this roof so you don't fall through it. What I'm going to do, just to make sure that I'm in the right place, I'm going to put a couple of screws in it so it doesn't move, and if I need to move it later I can do. So that'll hold that in situ. What I'm going to do now, so we need to make sure that they're lined through these boards. So the easiest way to do this is to get another board, put it halfway along, get it in nice and tight, pop a couple of screws in there, what that'll do then, that'll let you get that next board through there and it'll be nice and straight, and then all your other boards will follow suit. So I'm going to get another board. They're 18mm these, OSB3, and they're tongue grooved. We're going to use glues and the nails. So what I'll do a dry run first. Pop that one into there. Make sure we're happy with that. It's running along the back of the building. The back of the building is nice and straight, so that's good. So what I'm going to do then is just pop this back out. I'm going to get my 5-minute glue. It's a polyurethane glue. You can get it on your hands, it don't come off, it wears off, so you might want to wear gloves when you do this. I don't want to come off either the lid. There we go. And put plenty of glue on it. Don't be shy with your glue, make sure you've got plenty on it. Then what I'm going to do then is slide this one back into place. That's it, it's gone in. Happy with that. So what I can do now is go back to the nail gun, drop some 63s in there. Oh, there we go. Brilliant, that's misfiring straight away. This is going to cause me a problem because I've only brought one gun with me today. See if we can rectify that quickly. Firing pin stuck out. Let's send that back home. The Pazlo's great when it works, when it doesn't, they're a pain in the arse. If you're going to build one of these yourself, you're probably better off hiring one. They're retailing at about 500 quid at the moment. You've got an issue like this, I suppose you can bring it back to the hire shop. But not quite sure why that's not. Why it's not firing. Get them nails out. Probably looking down the barrel of the gun is not the wisest thing to do, but if your finger's not on the trigger, you're all good. There we go, it's off. So you can get a couple in there. Right, so them two boards are securely fixed. Already made a good start then. So what I'll do now, I'll get the impactor. I'll take this out again. And we know now that them two boards are in line. Pop this out. Leave it there for it to walk on. So what we're going to do now is cut the board to go in here on the end. 693. What I'll do, I don't know if I'm in shot there. So what I'll do, I will throw this board over here so you can see me in shot. So I'm going to cut this board. A bit like laying a laminate floor really. what you do is your offcut goes to your other end, then you've not got no wastage. Don't have to join them on the timbers because they're tongue and grooved and they're all glued, so for all intents and purposes when this is glued together it'll be one big piece. So this is the third Makita saw I've had now. They keep breaking on me, but just bring them back to the tool station, screw fix, wherever. Right. So that's good there. So what will happen now then, that will go on this end over here. I'll just use a straight edge again to line this one up to make sure it's running through. Probably just start a shot there for you. But basically what I'm doing, I'm just going to glue the short length and get this one fixed down. Like I say, you can put plenty of glue on these. I'm not going nowhere then. Right, nail it. Right, so a little tip for you, what you want to do is, it's off a marker or a pencil, mark up where all your timbers are, and then when you put your next board in, you know where your timbers are for nailing. I'll show you another little tip and all. Sometimes they can be a bit tight to go into each other, so when you nail your previous board, what you want to do is not nail it right to the end, so that is tight down. So what I'll do, there's the joist there, so I'll nail it along like that, and I won't nail it there because otherwise it'll push that down and it'll be tight for me to go in there. So that's it basically. I think potentially the gas or the battery's running out on this, that's why it's playing up. If you're going to buy one, like I say, they're about 500 quid. You're just going to use it for your build, then you'll probably get about 350 if you resell it. Yeah, gas has gone in that, so I'll just jump down, get another bottle of gas, and we'll crack on with this roof. Right, so there you go, that's your roof fully cut and glued down, nailed down, whatever you want to say. The glue's gone off now. So what'll happen now, I'll get the multi-tool, so that's gone hard. I'll get the multi-tool, and I'll go around and remove all the glue, make sure there's no residue left on the boards. I'll also go around and I'll look for, let me find one, like so that, look where the nail's gone in, and there's burrs coming up. They want all cleaning off there as well. You don't want any nails or sharp bits of wood or anything going up through your rubber, and where the pad load has failed to nail. See there, so they'll have to be sent home as well. So what we need to do now is fully clean off the roof, and it looks like it's going to rain at some point today, so what I'm going to do is get some visqueen over this roof until Monday till we can get the rubber on. So there you go, that's your full roof done. 5x2 C16 timbers, it's just over 3 metres the roof span. We've got a roof overhang on there as well. We've clad it in OSB3 roofing boards, tongue and groove. We've used 5mm polyurethane glue, we've used Paslode with 63mm ring cut nails, and we've gone around and cleaned it with the multi-tool, rubbed it all down, got all the burrs off, got all the little spiky bits off. So what we're going to do now, it's Friday, so I'm going to put a couple of layers of visqueen over the top of it to protect it from any rain at the weekend, and we'll get it rubbered on Monday. Another quick note, there's a right way up and the wrong way up to put these boards. The writing wants to go down, there's 2 reasons for that, go on the website. So the building inspector can see you've used the right grade board, and also you'll notice that gap there. At the top there isn't a gap, at the bottom there is. So you want all your joints tight at the top and all your gaps at the bottom. And it's to aid it to go in together easily. So there you go, that's the roof done now. You see where the glue's come through. It means I put plenty on, so I'm happy with that. I'll get some visqueen over now and get protected in the perimeter there with some slate battens, and I'll put a few lamps of timber there just over the joint just to keep it all down. And it's well overlapped, so it should stay pretty much dry now. So that's your roof all boarded, all done, all ready now for rubber, which we'll crack on Monday. The first one we put on this C16 5x2 roof timbers at 400 centres. I showed you how to space them out, put your trims on the front and the back. Little dog barking there. Second one, we put the OSB3 roofing boards on. We nailed them down with 63mm ring cut nails, and we glued the joints. And I upset a bloke called AJ who's trolled me for a full day. So I've had to block him, but no doubt he's watching again under a different alias. So in the third one now, we're going to take off this temporary roof covering. We're going to put on the plastic fascia and trims, and we're going to put on the rubber roof as well. Right, so we're going to use this black fascia and soffit. We've got 150 full replacement soffit. I'll just show you that there. So, I mean, you don't have to use the full replacement soffit. You can use the overclad one, but it's a better quality board, and that's what we're all about here, better quality. So it's 150mm depth, so that will go up on there, and we won't have to trim that off. We're using the 300mm hollow ribbed soffit board on the front. It comes in 5m lengths. They all come in 5m lengths. The overhang's more than 5 metres, so we've got like a joint H trim which will go on there as well. What we're going to do, we're going to put this on. That will face the building, and that will be the out of the building. So what I'm going to do is just cut that trim off there, like such, so that I can line that side up there with the timber fascia there, and we'll use some little black poly top nails to pin in there. So we'll drop that on now. I'll show you what we're going to do with that and how to overcome it if your nails bend, because the stainless steel are quite soft and they do bend. What I'll do now, I'll just trim that off there. Nice, probably easiest way. The reason why I'm taking that off is because if you put that at the front, then when you put that soffit on there, it drops into that gap. It drops into that. So you put that on there and it drops down into that. So when you put your side bit on, you've already lost 3 or 4mm there and it's stepped. So what we're going to do, put it on the front, it'll sit flush on there. And then when we put that 100mm soffit down the side, which you'll see, you'll get the gist of it when I'm putting it on. It'll all sit flush then. Right, shall. Okay, so I'm going to put this hollow soffit on now. It's a bit of a two-man job. What I'm going to use is these little black poly top nails. They're stainless steel, they've got a little black top on them. And we'll put them in the groove and nail them upwards, obviously, into the roof timbers. Right, so it does tend to want to mark quite easy, so you, like I say, a bit of a two-man job. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold it so it's flush. You guys can see that, can you see that there? It's flush with the face of that timber. So obviously, while this is up now, I can locate where my roof timbers are, put the poly top nail in, drive that home, one in each groove. In the colder months you want to be careful, because what it does, it can just punch a hole through because it's quite brittle when it's cold. So I'm going to work my way along. Sean's holding that flush at that end there. What I'll do, they just want driving home, and if you hit a knot, they will bend. So what you want to do is pull it back out, excuse me, pull it back out, pilot drill it with a little pilot bit, not all the full depth, and then sink it in. And then that won't get over that, so if you hit a knot. So we've already put his first fixed cables in there for his light, keeping that flush there. We've put some rock wool insulation above the roof timbers as well. So obviously with his cables being there, we can't get the foil backed insulation in. So any parts we can't foil back, we'll put rock wool in. We'll do that all around the perimeter. So obviously with this, there's a little gap there, so I can actually see where the timber is. So I'm always going to nail it into them. What we'll do, Sean will hold that. If Sean lets go, what can happen, when I put this nail in, then it can create a weak point and it can snap the fascia under its own weight. So we've got a little issue on this job. The neighbour's not happy about the height. The ground slopes off. We're about 350mm off the floor at the back. But of course the 2.5 rule is from your highest point of your ground, so her son's coming out today to have a look at it and see what he's got to say. Apparently he spoke to an architect, and an architect says because it's closer than 2 metres, it can't be 2.5 high. Obviously he doesn't know the rules as well as what he should do. See how that one pans out? So it's a nice, quick, easy finish. Now somebody did mention that we're putting it on the wrong way, and they said instead of rubbing the full board left to right. I should run them all like that. Now, you can put them both ways, but the roof timbers run that way, so it makes sense to go this way. And you'd have to cut all the little pieces individually and click them into each other. So that's madness. AJ, if you're watching, I did block you, but no doubt you've crept back on somewhere. Just for you, on the next one, I'm going to do my warm and cold roof video again, because I know that you like to tell people that I'm doing it wrong about my hybrid roof, but we'll see. Okay, so that's the 5 metre length of fascia gone on. Obviously the roof overhang is longer on this case, so what we're going to have to do is put another piece on there by means of this trim. I think it might be called H trim, I can't remember now. So what will happen with that, that'll slide on there like such, and then that'll pop back to there. We'll then put this other piece in, and then that just tidies up that joint strip there. Keep it back like that, and when we put the fascia on, the fascia overhangs will then slide that so it butts up to the fascia, otherwise that there will hold the fascia down. So Sean's going to cut that extra piece we need. We're going to use a multi-tool to cut it. Cuts through quite easily and neatly with multi-tool. We'll use that to trim it off round edges as well. So it's a bit hard to see because it's black, but there you go. There's the full soffit, ribbed soffit on the 300 there. I've used a little black polytop pins. You can see them in the recessed hole there. What we'll do, we'll cut some lights in them as well. So what we're going to do now, we're now going to go around. We're going to use the H trim to join it as well, and we're going to put 100mm soffit all the way down there, which is this 100mm board, and we've overhung it so that we can put it on without cutting it. Again, I'm going to use the black polytop pins, but I'm going to pull the black polytop head off of them. Right, so I'm going to use these black polytop pins, but what I've actually done, see I've took the polytop pin off. That would then, because the polytop would have held the fascia off, so that'll go flush now. So what I'll do is I'll nail that up. The nails will be hidden by the fascia then. Again, it's a two-man job, because, where have you put that edge trim, Sean? Right, it's a two-man job because when I start nailing this, if it hasn't got its own weight, it will fracture and snap on you. So I'm going to put a bit of that H trim on there again. They're sitting there. We've come completely unprepared. We've got one trestle, so Sean's climbing up the side of the building there. Right, so what I'm going to do, don't know if you can hear me because I've got a mouthful of nails, I'm going to put this pin quite close to the edge, and then when the fascia goes on, it will conceal the pin. And because it's only 100mm wide, it doesn't need nailing on both sides, it will support itself. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue to nail down the edge. I mean, you could put one there if you want, but you don't need to. They are soft, these nails, so what I do, I stay away from any knots because they will bend on you. And obviously see them. And what we're going to do now, so that's the 300mm on the front, 100mm on the back and side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue this all the way around. I'm going to jump up on the roof, get the multi-tool, trim it off, and then we'll put the fascias on, which I'll show you how to do as well. Right, so we're now going to pput this full replacement fascia board on. What you need to do is leave the film on until you've practically driven your nails home so you don't mark it. We're going to use these 60mm, again, black polytop stainless steel nails. What I'm going to do, I'm going to position these so that they don't fall where the timbers are fixed there, because the minute that stainless steel hits that nail head, it's going to bend. So the easiest way I've found to do these is find your starting position, lay your nail like that, so the polytop there is the distance, stand your nail up, and then I'm just going to put the camera down. So what I've done there, I've just drove the nail home just a little bit. What I'll do now is use my hammer as a spacing guide. Again, polytop nail like that, stand it upright, a little bit of a nail, hammer as a spacing guide, polytop, and so on, and then that will give you a nice uniform finish for your nails. So what I'll do is I'll pre-nail all that a little bit, I'll hold it down, Sean will hold that end there, we'll pull it up tight to the soffit and nail it to the fascia. Right, so there you can see it's full row of nails in there. So what we'll do now, we'll offer that up and nail it. So what I've done now, I've drove the nails in partly some of the way. So what I'll do now before I get there, pull the film off, like that, and then drive the nail home, and then that'll be that piece of fascia done. Right, so these come in 5 metre lengths. Obviously the fascia's short, longer than 5 metres, so Sean's cut a little piece there, and there's a fascia joining strip that we can use as well to join it. Right, so I've turned this upside down so you can see what's going to happen. Imagine that's your front piece of fascia and this is your side piece here. So we want that to butt up to there, but obviously we don't want that gap. So what we're doing, I don't know if you can see that in that pen there, I've marked that for cutting that section out, so that will allow that to butt up tight to that, and I'll just show you why once I've cut it out. Okay, so I've cut that out, that will then sit in place like that once it's fixed. Then you'll get this preformed corner, which will then sit over there like that and conceal your joint and look nice and tidy from the outside. So that's what you need to do, is cut that little section out just there, so that slides in. We've put on the soffits and fascias. We've used the black polytop pins, if you can see there. So we've got 100mm soffit there, we've got our 150 fascia board there, and we've spaced them polytop pins like I showed you. And then if you just look on the end here, you'll see how we've put the trim, the corner trim on there, which I showed you how to do with that. You can see the H trim that which joins the soffit as well. So that there then is your full roof structure. I'll just show you the soffit here. So we've got the ribbed soffit board all the way down there. What we'll do then, we'll drop these spotlights in the centre there as well. So that there is your full roof. So I've showed you the 5x2 C16 timbers with a 70mm fall from front to back. 400 spacings as well. We've put 2 rows of noggins in there. We've put a front on. We've put a canopy on the front. We've overhung it enough to take 100mm soffit all the way around. We've then put OSB3 roofing boards on as well. What else have we done? We've glued them down. We've nailed them with 63 ring cut nails. We've put our full replacement fascia on. We've put our soffit all the way around, and we use black polytop nails. So that's the full roof done. All that's left now is to rubber it. And what I will do on the next one now, I'll show you the difference between warm and cold roofs, and the reason as to why we can't have a warm roof. Height restriction 2.5 is maximum, and the cold roof, which will lower the internal measurement. The timbers we use, we've gone right to the bare bones on this. So I'll just let you see here. Internal height at back of building is 2046mm without your flooring down. Internal height at front of building is 2110mm without your flooring down. So I'll explain as to why we do it that way. I know it's going to rile some of you because you often start trolling me about it, but I'll show you again one more time tomorrow. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to subscribe, click the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me and share me, that would be fantastic as well. See you on the next one.